to Go DIY Whitewood. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, do it now so you don't miss a thing. We are Whitewood Furniture. We've been crafting real, raw, solid wood furniture for 30 plus years. So we know a thing or two about furniture and a ton about real solid wood. Today, we are going to work with our good friends, our new friends at Dixie Belle. For the first time ever, we're going to use Dixie Belle Gel Espresso. Actually, it's not espresso, it's the walnut stain. We're going to work with this to transform this piece. I had this idea a while ago about how can we have a truly customized piece that A, it's not really expensive, and B, doesn't take a ton of time and effort to make it something that's really our own. Hence, buying this Cambria table from our line already in white, we're just going to make a little shift with this table that we got at a great bargain to make it look truly like something that is a masterpiece, something we've created, something that you can't just buy off the shelf. So come on, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is prepare our work area. Just lay down a drop cloth, an old sheet, a piece of plastic. Preparing in advance is going to make cleanup so much easier. Next, we're going to go on to sanding. We used 3 different grits of sandpaper during this project. We started with a 60 grit to really cut into that paint. But after you do that, you're going to notice that the texture of your wood is kind of coarse. So then we went back with 120 grit after that, even though it was the paint was off, just to improve the surface of the wood, we went to a 120. And then lastly, we ended up going with a 220, and that got this wood super duper smooth again. So we're ready to start staining our piece. We first want to make sure it's nice and clean. Use your tack cloth to get off any dust and debris. A clean surface is going to make this beautiful. If you have any dust or debris when you start that staining process, it is going to get caught in the stain. So here we're going to grab our Dixie Belle Walnut Gel Stain. Our foam brush puts it on just beautifully. Make sure to have your blue shop towels close by so that once you put some of that onto the piece, you can then rub it in, wipe it off. I used the shop towel to get all the way to the edges. I ended up getting a little bit of the stain outside of the top area where I wanted it to be. So I grabbed my acetone and just put a touch on my blue shop rag and just cleaned up those edges a bit. Already, with just the top stain, the piece has been transformed into something really different and unique. So, a little recap about what we've done so far. We've taken our Cambria accent table, we sanded the top down to the raw wood, and then we put on Dixie Belle's walnut gel stain, which went on beautifully, and it is absolutely gorgeous already. Check that out. But we want to go a step further. We are going to put a glaze over this entire piece to give it that farmhouse or rustic look. We've never worked with a glaze before. I'm super excited. What I understand is that you need to work with small sections at a time. You need to keep everything damp so that you can really work it into, especially like the grooves of your piece. So come on, let's get started. Now the piece that we are working on is our item number OT08-18R-18. But we have a ton of accent tables and side tables. All you have to do is go to our site and type in whitewoodfurniture.com. If you go to Occasional and Accents, you'll see a plethora of accent tables, side tables in all forms and fashion. Then you can find a dealer near you. Though we didn't show it, we did finish up by putting 2 coats of Dixie Belle's gator hide, which will protect this piece for years to come. Thank you so much for joining us today. This turned out just beautiful. Again, when we started out, it was just a white painted piece. Then we took the top layer or the layer of the top off down to the raw wood and finished it in a walnut gel stain from Dixie Belle. The table was already transformed, but we went a step farther and went full farmhouse. We love the way this turned out. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, do it now. Don't miss a thing. See ya.